भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात्। ॐ नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। समस्त देवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः आचार्येभ्यो नमः भक्तेभ्यो नमः साधुभ्यो नमः साधकेभ्यो नमः तीर्थेभ्यो नमः क्षेत्रेभ्यो नमः नदीनदेभ्यो नमः शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री परब्रह्मणे नमः महाविष्णवे नमः ब्रह्मणे नमः सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नमः नारदाय नमः वेदव्यासाय नमः शुकब्रह्मर्षये नमः सूतमहामुनिये नमः शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो नमः अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो नमः वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो नमः प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमः मत्स्यादिअवतारेभ्यो नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती स्वरूपिणी श्रीमात्रे नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः आद्य शंकराचार्य वर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिः हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम् स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ एकविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Chant from 32. रजसत्वतमो निष्ठाः रजसत्वतमोजुषः उपासते हि इन्द्रमुख्यान् देवादेन्न तथैव माम् इष्ट्वेह देवता यज्ञैः गत्वा रंस्यामहे दिवे तस्यान्त इह भूयास्म महाशाला महाकुलाः। एवं पुष्पितया वाचा व्याक्षिप्तमनसां नृणां मानिनां च अतिस्तब्धानां मद्वार्तापि न रोचते। वेदा ब्रह्मात्मविषयाः त्रिकाण्डविषया इमे परोक्षवादाः ऋषयः परोक्षं मम च प्रियं शब्दब्रह्म सुदुर्बोधं प्राणेन्द्रियमनोमयम् अनन्तपारं गम्भीरं दुर्विगाह्यं समुद्रवत् मयोपबृंहितं भूम्ना ब्रह्मणानन्तशक्तिना भूतेषु घोषरूपेण विशेषोर्णेव लक्ष्यते। यथोर्णनाभिः हृदयात् ऊर्णामुद्वमते मुखात् आकाशात् घोषवान् प्राणः मनसा स्पर्शरूपिण छन्दोमयोऽमृतमयः सहस्रपदवीं प्रभुः ओंकारात् व्यञ्जितस्पर्श स्वरोष्मान्तस्थभूषिताम् विचित्रभाषावितताम् छन्दोभिश्चतुरुत्तरैः अनन्तपारां बृहतीम् सृजत्याक्षिपते स्वयं गायत्र्युष्णिक् अनुष्टु च बृहती पंक्तिरेव च त्रिष्टुप् जगति अतिछन्दः हि अति अष्टि अतिजगद्विराड् किं विधत्ते किमाचष्टे किमनोद्य विकल्पयेत इति अस्या हृदयं लोके नान्यो मद्वेद कश्चन मां विधत्ते मा अभिधत्ते मां विकल्प्यापोह्यते तु अहम् एतावान् सर्ववेदार्थः शब्द आस्थाय मां भिदां मायामात्रमनूद्यां ते प्रतिषिध्य प्रसीदति इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे एकविंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूत शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यास शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ओम स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुंठे नास्ति अयं रसः, अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित्। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिः हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ एकविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Salutations to the Lord and the entire Guru Parampara. Luckily, we have evolved up to getting the opportunity of being a human being. And in the raw form, we are also given all the upadhis. Now, these upadhis, especially Deha Indriya, have to be controlled, but the Manabuddhi have to be refined. They have to be beautified. How it is done is by bringing it to the Sattva Guna. How do you do it? By washing off the dirt, some of it through the Karma Yoga, by doing some Rangoli of the Bhakti Yoga, by properly arranging them through Ashtanga Yoga, finally bringing our equipments to such a Shuddha Sattva Guna, where not even little of Rajas or Tamas is touching this Antakarana. This is what you and I as human being to do. With this Antakarana this way trained, what is our next goal is use it, employ it in the search for the absolute. Search for that one. Search for that which is beyond, which is the source, which is the cause, who is the generator, operator, or imber of the whole world. GOD. Generator, operator, destroyer, as they say. So, in this process, to reach to that GOD, whatever the highest practices we have to do to qualify our antakarana for that, all these things we are doing. Whatever the upasanas we do, whatever all our sadhanas given to us by the Guru we do. And this satsanga helps us to intensify our longing for that Paramatma. Repeatedly, when we keep on listening, those imprints become strong about glory of the truth reality. It leads to the desire to know the truth called mumukshutha. Then one can, with that purified mind, apply himself towards that, and then he can traverse towards that goal, which is inside us and which is beyond everything around. अंदर हम हमारे अंदर पांचों कोशों के भीतर है, बाहर सृष्टि के पूरा जन्म मरण नाम रूप के पीछे है, उसको जानना है. And when we totally commit to this sadhana and fully involve, then the process will be quicker of our evolution. And for that, if you pray to Lord, Lord, make me qualified. Make me travel on this path, reach you at every cost, any cost. Like that, when we give him freedom by asking him only that, what he does, he will make arrangements in such a way that we are freed from all the clutches, mainly inner. Inner clutches we have to be freed from. Inner blocks we have to be freed from. Inner bondages we have to be freed from. Inner dependencies we have to be freed from. He will see to it that we are freed. And for that, one side he will expose us to Shastra to convince about the truth. Other side he will put us in touch with some divine Mahatmas, Gurus who just bless us with their guidance. Other side he will tell us, give us intellect to think about what life I am living. Is it this worthy? What am I getting out of it? Even if I don't get, what is the problem? If I get, what is the problem? Is it not that type of thinking we get? If we don't get the things, we become krodhi. If we get the thing, we become lobhi. Krodha, lobha, both of them pull us only into the rajoguna more and more. All the result of all the non-achievements or achievements of the world is only one common. We keep away from Bhagavan. This type of thinking Bhagavan provides. This thinking gives vairagya. The grace and blessings of Gurus Mahatmas give us the intense Shakti. Study of Shastra intensifies our desire to reach the goal. This is a Bhagavan. When we offer ourselves to Him, O Lord, put me on the path, take me to you, He will make these type of arrangements. And secretly, silently, He does many other transformations also in us, which we don't know. Many the obstacles He removes. In fact, the obstacles removed by the Lord when we surrender to Him are more than the obstacles we are consciously seeing and getting rid of. That even don't know. That's the kindness of Guru and Bhagwan. This fellow wants to walk this path according to his own thing. In this path, these are the stones, thorns are there for him. No, because he's so genuine and serious, let us remove these paths. These, sorry, the obstacles or the thorns are any of such speed breakers. This is what happens. And in and through while all that is being happening, one thing is Lord will not reveal things immediately. बिकॉज वी हैव टू गो थ्रू आवर प्रारब्ध एंड हम अगर पूरे पके हुए नहीं हैं तो वी विल हैव दैट ईगो एटसेट्रा so without revealing to us he does it and as we are growing slowly reveals when we grow at that time when the revelation happens we don't smile at it that oh Lord it is your grace I know you will do it for me is it not and while going through all the prarabdha all the dukkha all these we go through slowly we rise above them also. This is how spiritual unfoldment happens to everyone. Now we are in this 11th Skandha, 21 chapter, Bhagavan Krishna's guidance. So here, how you and I human beings caught up in this web of Vishayas go away from Paramatma and do our own harm. This topic is being very deeply, detailedly, thoroughly being educated. So here, especially in this mantra, ki 31 we saw, let us say take straight away, take from 32. That also we saw, but little more. Ki rajas sattva tamo nishtha, rajas sattva tamo jusha, upasate hi indra mukhyana devadina na tatha eva mama. So this is talked about already you are in Adhyatmika Marga, but doing the upasana of the gods who fulfill the desires. Not doing the upasana of that God who takes you away from desires. And those who are in Dharmika Adhyatmika Marga doing the upasana of the Lord and fulfilling the desire. If they themselves are told to be doing something wrong, what about those who totally not only forget Lord, never consult the Shastra, never understand what is Dharma, ever do only Adharma? What to talk about those immature, non evolving jivas? जस्ट डूइंग लिविंग लाइफ लाइक ए पशु लिटिल इंटेलेक्ट है इसलिए ज़्यादा मेहनत ज़्यादा कमाना ज़्यादा भोग करना ज़्यादा लोगों को चीट करना these are the only things he is done doing better than animals other than that he is animalistic only among them, those who have entered into spirituality, if they are also doing worship of these gods and for these results, they are also at lower category. Uddhava, you are so dear to me. I want to give you the highest. For that, I have to restrict you, stop you from the mediocre or the lowest. The lowest are the ones who do the upasana of the Shudra Deva as well as which was said, Pitru Bhutapatin, etc. was said. The mediocre, the middle type of people are these people. What are they? Raja Sattva Tamo Nishtaha, the Sattva Guna expression of Antakarana, identified with that. Rajoguna expression of all of the karmas is attached to in that. Tamoguna expression of Deha and the Vishaya Vastu. So he got Nishtha in them. What is Nishtha? We are seeing every day this topic in the class, even in morning and evening also. Nishtha means taking them as real, taking them alone as real, not listening or understanding that something beyond them is there as real, they are unreal. He is not ready to listen to that. Then taking them not only as real, they want them to be permanent. Then they should give what sukha I want. In this way, he is convinced in a sort of a thing in his mind that's called as nishtha there. They are called rajas sattva tamo nishtha. And then what they want, rajas sattva tamo jushaha. They are desirous of enjoying the objects which are the outcome of rajas sattva tamaha. They are not worried, concerned about beyond the gunas. Neither they have the confidence or faith in or knowledge or information is something beyond, nor they are desirous of that. Even we are also in that category. Now, with so much of force of the Gurus of Bhagavatam, Mandukya Upanishad, we are shown something other than this Trigunatmaka Jagat, and we are told to have the desire for Jusha means those who consume or enjoy. So Rajasattva Tamo Nishtaha identified with Upadhi, Rajasattva Tamo Jushaha and wanting to enjoy experience only the Trigunatmaka Jagat. In that, the Tamojusha is those are interested in the laziness, in that sleepiness, in that low type of bhoga, they are all. So Rajoguna bhogis are those who want power, who want enjoyments, who want all respect from others, etc. Sattva gunis are there, they do upasana, they have only jnanam, but jnanam about the world, knowledge of the world, talents about the world. Maybe sometime even the Sattva guni people enjoy even helping the people, serving the people. That is so good compared to as tamas, but that also abstraction when we have to go beyond the guna. है ना? खाकर पीकर सोने वाले कुछ लोग हैं, पावर के साथ सबको कंट्रोल करने वाले कुछ लोग हैं, फिर अपने टैलेंट ज्ञान से सबके सेवा करने वाले कुछ है. Those who help the world with talents and jnanam, they are sattva-guni. Those who are administrating and through the power controlling, rajoguni. Those are eating, sleeping only, they are tamoguni. So Jushaha means those who are involved in these three. Tamasika sukha of bhoga nidra, Rajasika sukha of karma and power positions, Satvika sukha of good values or the love or service to the people or gaining newer and newer abilities and talents, sometimes using them for himself, sometimes using for others. The Sattva Guni people are all those who are artists. Not an easy thing. Those are a bhogi, indulgent. They cannot learn all these fine arts of music, whatever they may be. They have a different ability. Only a selected few who from many lives are desiring and trying for that, they become great artists. They enjoy it. For that, whatever tapasya required, they do. The musician, their tapasya, instrumentalist, their tapasya, the dancers, they can't go get overweighted. Then they can't put the steps. The artists, itne sare hain. They're all sattva guni. Because to sing a song in a proper swara and all, it is a maha mehanat of your voice, your mana, buddhi, all of them are trained, integrated. But all of them are not Paramatma. They are within the gunas only again. So to starting a huge organization and serving the people. Any organization, spiritual, philanthropic, kuch bhi ho, it's not a small task, it's a big one. And who can do that? Sattva Guni. If you observe them, all their heart is feeling for the service of people, wanting to help them out. So they think, they plan, they conceive ideas, they keep on doing that. How do they get that idea? How much energy they get it? We don't know. हमको तो छोटा काम करके थक जाते हैं. हमको आइडिया भी आता नहीं करने को. Maximum what we do is little money we give here and dana. बस हो गया हम सोचते. But those people, they gather resources, they gather the people, they conceive the idea, they plan out, they execute. Is it not? Some are constructing temples and managing. Some are doing old age homes. Some are doing the anath ashramasalayas. How many? Some are running the schools of education, some schools of dance academy. Some are preparing youngsters for the future in various ways for civils. ये सब सत्वगुणी काम सत्वगुणी है. उसके द्वारा द एंजॉयमेंट इफ दे गेट भोग ऑफ तमस रजस, दैट्स डिफरेंट, दैट वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग. Basically, these are all sattva karma. Satvika. Rajasika is what? Power, domination, suppressing, ruling, leading. These are all called a rajoguna. And tamoguna is जहाँ मौका मिले कुछ भी खाओ पाओ सो जाओ फिर like a buffalo. Tamojushaha. So, Rajasattva Tamonishtaha, identified with them, Rajasattva Tamojusha. To such people, what do they do? Upasatehi Indra Mukhyan. So, Indra, Vayu, Varuna, Ityadi Devatas, they do worship. And Indra, they give the Tamasika Sukha Bhoga also. They also give the Rajasic Sukha of power position also. They give Sattvic Sukha of some abilities, talents. You can do it. If you are interested in some of the arts, you just do the upasana of that particular god who is expert in that art. He will bless you with that ability. If not in this life, next life, then you will be seeing. You become such a great singer, millions follow you. They look for your albums, they look for all your things. Are there not people in this world? Lakhs followers they have. Each different fields. उन सबको कैसे मिले? Some devata blessed, उच्च devata, they worshipped them in the earlier lives. Remember, according to our Sanatana Shastra, how much are we try? Even to try as well as to get result. Who help us is the devatas only. Because they only have the power to give. We are powerless jiva. That to do the power also given by them. And when we do, the result also given by them. हमें सब कुछ देवताओं से ही मिलता है. समझ गए? करना हम है लेकिन देते हैं वो लोग. Even to do whatever powers are required, they only give. This is what strictly we believe in our Sanatana Dharma Shastra. So this is what Indra Mukhyana Upasate Devadin. That's how Indradi Devatas means a list of all gods who are the ones who help us in the enjoyment of Rajasic Tamas Satvika. We worship them. Indradi Devano. Okay, and na tatha eva mam. Indradi Devata includes even Vishnu, Ganapati, Shiva Adi. In them, through the worship, if you ask for Rajas, Samas, Sattva Guna, Sukha Bhoga only, then they also are put in the category. But those Devatas, unlike Indra, if we worship them, they can give us beyond also. Indra cannot give. Indra cannot give Brahmagnana to you. Indra will give you the blessings of Swarga Sukha and all other things, powers he can give. Brahmagnana nahi. But if Vishnu, Narayana, Shiva, all of them, they are the ones who can even give us that. Therefore, they are that way better than Indradi. So, in this way, they desire us of Rajasic, Sattvic Sukha, Tamasic Sukha, identifying with the Rajo, Tamo, Sattvic instruments, do worship of Indradi and get those things. And na tatha eva mam, and they never ever worship me. Who am I? The one who is nirguna, not the guna yukta. Gunathita Paramatma. Gunathita Parabrahma dene wala Paramatma. Yeah, directly Gunathita Parabrahma. Me, they don't do the upasana of me. They don't near to me. They don't take me into their subject. Like in any of the academics also, you see, is there any Nirguna Brahma classes are there? Are there any Saguna Upasana Devata classes are there? Maximum little value moral science will be very less. Which education system has got this? So the entire education system, the country, the leaders, all of them are in this way only. None of them are doing the Upasana Paramatma, the absolute truth, reality. Only in some ashrama, some rishis, munis, gurus, they run that show where whoever the desirous seekers come, they are taught about this Tat Nirguna Brahma through Upanishad Adhyanam Ityadi. So it's not spoken generally here, particularly those people, this is how they don't worship me, sir. They only worship these gods, from them they get Satirasa Tamasika. They are involving in that only life after the life, life after the life. When such topics are talked, we have to connect it to and feel it to that it is about us only. Even now, till now. Not only don't look about the world around people who are indulgent in that, we are also doing that. How many times in a week, last week, that we got the thought, desire that let me experience the Guna Atita Parabrahma. Thought ही नहीं आया तो प्रयत्न कहाँ हुआ? Even when we come in the class and listen, it is only a wind coming, touching, and going away. Where has it entered us? So we are also in this category. And other things, we are always seeking some nice thing to eat or sleep. Somebody we have to tell and dominate and tell. Something we should show to the world and get name and fame. हम सबके दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ चल ही रहा है. ये सब रासिक सात्विक तामसिक सुख सुख ही है. So we only are talked about here. उद्धव को भगवान कह रहे हैं दिस इज पॉसिबल फॉर यू ऑल्सो बट आई एम गोइंग फ्रॉम हियर आई एम गिविंग a parting gift. That's the wisdom knowledge is about what is highest and ultimate. See, you deserve ultimate, go for it. You don't deserve ultimate, put your effort to become deserving and go for it only. Why do you look for the lower things? Enough of it. ये जितना भी उसमें फंसे रहो वो फंदा लगा ही रहता है ऐसा. You'll never be coming out of it. Anyway, this is the topic. Now these garva ahankara vyaktis, arrogant people, how do they conduct their mind intellects thinkings, and which type of people they follow, what type of discussions mutually they have. So this one shloka is so good. Yesterday we studied it. It is there in Gita also. We quoted here very spashta roop se. So these shlokas, as I was saying again and again from the day one, the entire 21 chapter, especially these few last 31 shlokas, तो इतना गंभीर है वो तो हमको पूरा like when you go for the whole checkup of the body paying 3-4 हज़ार रुपए they give इतने बंडल कागज के पूरे बताएंगे उसमें. योर ब्लड यू लिव क्या क्या कहते हैं पता नहीं. इन दिस ऑल्सो भगवान चैप्टर में स्पष्ट रूप से सब डायग्नोसिस करके फंसने वाला कौन है बाहर आने वाला कौन है उसमें उनका कितना करतूत है शास्त्र कितना मिसगाइड करते हैं लोग कितना करते हैं एवरीथिंग इज पुटिंग. In fact, in a like a research scholar, if we can study this chapter, it will reveal to us so many beautiful necessary understandings. Compulsory understandings. With those understandings only, we change our direction or course of life from being worldly to spiritual. In the spiritual also from the lower to the ultimate. Even in the ultimate also from less working to more working. From more working to only working for it. This is how this chapter helps us if we study that way thoroughly. ओके क्या कहते हैं इष्ट्वेह देवता यज्ञैः गत्वा रम्स्यामहे दिवे तस्यांत इह भूयास्मा महाशाला महाकुलाः. तो इष्ट्वा having worshipped इह on this earth देवताः variety of devatas यज्ञैः through variety of yajnas worships then divi gatva having gone to Swarga as a result of all this, Ramsyamahe, I will do the Ramanam or enjoyment there. And they select all those portions of the Vedas. They listen it from some Brahmanas. They ask them, I want these things. How do I get? That Brahmana being thorough in the Vedas, he prescribes. देखो मैंने वो पढ़ा थोड़ा मैंने भी किया. I can give you the example of people have done. It is possible. So these are the yajnas you do. Then you get that sukha, this bhoga ityadi. The other day somebody says he has made a citizenship or passport for Swarga and sold it to the entire that family. That fellow is M.Tech studied or highly qualified to from that some the क्या बोलते हैं उनको I don't know the other religion person. He has collected 2-2 लाख या 1.5 लाख from them. He gave certificate तुम मरने के बाद स्वर्ग ही जाओगे करके. He took all money. It came into us enjoying that, seeing that. Nice धंधा है. बिकॉज जाने का तो कोई आकर बताएगा नहीं तो एक गारंटी दे रहे दिस फेलो इज एन्चेंटेड दैट आई हैव लॉट ऑफ मनी आई गिव इट एंड बुक कर लिया इज बुक्ड सीट रिजर्व्ड सीट इन द स्वर्ग दैट वाज द आइडिया देयर. So here also they do. And remember, see, in क्या कहते हैं इंद्रियातीत विषय मनुष्य लोकातीत विषय वेदा प्रमाणम. That is for Brahmadviti also, Swargadi also. So you have to believe it. Nobody comes back and says, but Shastra said, Shastra will not say jhoot. Therefore, they follow. But यहाँ trick क्या है ना? Definitely those yajnas are there. You perform them. Definitely the result comes. It's so pakka. And yet, it is lesser than Brahma Jnana. Point one. Point two, though the process is very specifically, clearly told, in this yagna, in this way you do, you get that one. But always there are obstacles or problems in conducting the thing 100% perfect. Accordingly, the result also gets reduced there. In any case, with full perfection also we perform yajna. Definitely we go to those loka and enjoy. But because the investment here is limited in time, therefore the result also is limited. We are definitely thrown from there. Even the president also only for 5 years. उतरना ही पड़ेगा उनको. अभी देख रहे अभी नया किसको president बनाए. And always those who are talking little opposite, being in the same party, so that उसको respectfully निकाल के साइड पे रखने के लिए उनको वाइस प्रेसिडेंट एंड प्रेसिडेंट बनाते. See, the Pranab Mukherjee, he was so strong, he was just talking against their own party, उनको निकाल के प्रेसिडेंट बना दिए. अब फिलहाल के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट also, he was just wanting to do something, the special status etc for these states. ये उनको मजा नहीं आया, लगा दिया उनको वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, चुप हो गया. Even that also not 5 years, more than that. What is next? He says, as a result of all the punya that is done here, after finishing the kota in Swarga, tasya ante, after the punya is over, iha bhuyas maha, I come back onto the earth, mahashalaha. When I come, I'll be born in a huge, respectable, famous, well-known, well-worthy, rich family. Mahashala means very richness. Mahakula means very famous, etc. Richest me hai, name and fame also. Into that family I will be born. Exactly in Gita it is said, it happens. That's what you see, the children born in slum also, खाने को भी नहीं मिलता. Children born in the आलिशान बड़े बड़े बंगले में भी, don't you see, करोड़पतियों के घरों में बच्चे, फ्रॉम द बर्थ ओनली, वो जन्म हो गया उसका, ये 1 करोड़ का गहना पहना दिया उसको. उसको पहनना भी इतना है, 6 महीने 6 दिन का बच्चा है वो. You see 20 servants taking care of. Are you understanding it? What is said here is, भगवान कह रहे हैं ये सब झूठ नहीं है, ये होता है. When you do yajna properly, you go to Swarga. And in that performance, your sankalpa is good and performance is fine. When you are sent from Swarga, on the earth, you will not be born on the roadside ordinary. There's a chance that you will be in Mahakula and Mahashala. Mahashala, Mahakula. It's all possible. Bhagavan is not denying. Yet, these are all binding you to that world because they also end. और ये सारी चीजें आउटसाइड देखने को अच्छे लगते हैं, बट विद इन दे हैव देयर ओन इनएक्सप्लिकेबल लिमिटेशंस एंड प्रॉब्लम्स. All the time there is one problem is there of getting caught up in doing something wrong, the result of which is we will fall down. याद रखना, देहेंद्रिय मन को इधर, भौतिक वस्तुओं को उधर, जब वैल्यू करते हो ना, धीरे धीरे किसी ना किसी तरीके से into us that sinfulness starts coming somewhere or the other. The Maya enters us, then we start falling down. But when you reach to Paramatma, who is beyond all these, none of these troubles come there. No Maya can touch. So, tasyante iha bhuyasmaha mahashala mahakulaha. Okay, now the next sloka continues. Evam pushpitaya vacha vyakshipta manasam nrunam maninam cha atistabdhanam madvartapi narochate. Evam, in this way, pushpitaya vacha, by the flowery words spoken by somebody, or they only read somewhere here and there, by that vyakshipta manasam, their minds are so much thrown in variety of plannings, projections, etc. Nunam, to such people, maninam, they are with abhiman of the dehendriyadi, atistabdhanam, so adamant, garvishta, ahankara they have, such people, for such people, madvarta api narochate. So what is said earlier, that na tataiva mama, they worship only devatas, not me, that is explained in these two slokas. That's to such people, the news about me, the information about me also is not interesting at all. Is it not those rich people who are in that? Do you think they go to satsang and all about? Some very rare pieces will be there, specimen who have done some anushthan in the earlier life. Therefore, though they are rich family, they लोग कुछ तो spiritual करते हैं. But बाकी सब, are you not seeing? caught up in the drugs and drinks and all nonsense of the world. Madvartapi narochate. No, this all we have to keep in our mind. Ultimately बात क्या है, हमारा मन किस संकल्प को एंटरटेन कर रहा है, किस कामना को एंटरटेन कर रहा है, किस लोकों में जाने की एंटरटेन कर रहा है, इच्छा कर रहा है, और क्या उसके लिए यज्ञ याग आदि कर रहा है. In these words of the Lord, so many unsaid things are there which we have to understand. In that, all these Vishnu Sahasranam, Parayana, Hanuman Chalisa, Parayana, Lalita, Parayana, Jagrata, which you do, go to Vaishno Devi, Mom ke Jai Mata Di, or you go to that Bhagwan Shivji ka अमरनाथ जाए, किधर भी जाओ, बट इन एंड थ्रू ऑल दोज यूर पिलग्रिमेजेस वर्शिप्स, घर में कोई भी पूजाएं कराओ, if the sankalpa is any higher bhoga, then we are all getting carried away in the flowery language. All this happens, but you will miss Paramatma, you will miss Supreme Truth, you will miss the infinite bliss, which is possible as a human being for us. That should be aimed at. Without aiming at how the people are caught up, that's what Bhagavan is explaining last 7 shlokas, Pushpita Vacha. That's why in the beginning only it is said, the Falashruti Vakya, Pushpita Vakya, you have to protect yourself from. This chapter of Bhagavata, morning Upanishad also, if you can see, correlate them, same topic they are talking. And the more we listen about them, those impressions have become so stronger. Even if a Guru Mahatma comes and tells, Beta, aisa Satya nahi hai, Paramatma Satya hai, we laugh at him, we don't care him. Such Mahatmas we don't invite. We invite only those Mahatmas who increase our property, our sukha, our bhoga by giving us those upayas. वो जो तत्व वेदांत सुनाले महात्मा को दूर ही रखते हैं. We don't invite them only. Madvarta bhi narochate is, please understand. Now in your own house, your children, grandchildren, why don't they listen to satsanga? Because their minds are caught up. You can't trace their mind. You can't do x-ray of their mind. But that's what happening to them. Why worry about them? Our own selves. How much deeply we are studying Upanishad and Bhashya. How much we are noting those points and writing those points. 5 points. Today I will contemplate on that till I deeply touch that core. ऐसा करके how many times did we do? Never, because we are all in the other things. Deeply इनके लिए नहीं हम. And all of us, including me, we are under obligation only coming class, except sometimes, but otherwise, the deep want inside us. I must study Shastra thoroughly to understand, get convinced, and be on seat of Dhyanam to recognize. ये लगातार, how many of us have? Intensely, how many of us have? Deeply, how many of us have? We who are listening to all Shastra. If such is the case for us, what to talk about those who are so much indulgent in the world? In other words, if we ourselves break our sequence and chain of listening to our Shastra, which talk about the truth, we also will not be spared. Maya will not spare anyone. It finds its own ways and means to pull us toward the world. It's just like in being so much materialistic world. One moment you think about the truth, you have thought about the truth. In the same way, being in spirituality maximum, even one moment you think about the worldliness, you have become worldly. One moment. बन गए. अब हमको इस दोनों को बैलेंस करना है. What's the balance here? Not even one moment also we are into the world, totally into the truth. Then the truth will be revealed to us. वो तो दूर की बात है. भगवान के मद्वार्ता भी न रोचते. So too तथैव माम न इति उपासते इंद्रमुख्यान देवादीन न तथा एव मामो. So therefore, which people you are in touch with, which literature or books you are studying, and which are the topics you are seeing in the TV and all that, which are the thoughts you are entertaining, we have to always conscious of. This is called first step of spirituality. In that, if Rajo, Tamo, Sattva, Sambandita, Sankalpa, Kamana, planning are there, understand you are going to go away from truth, reality. एंड इट ऑलवेज पुष्पिता. स्पिरिचुअलिटी में पुष्पित नहीं होगा. एक ही बात है, वहां अनंत आनंद आपको मिलेगा. दैट मच ओनली सेट. All other glorification of this thing, it will not be there, of the worldliness. But still, that is where is our test. Even though Pushpita Vakya are spoken, yet we know limitation of them and we don't opt for it. In the other thing, no Pushpita Vakya spoken, you are Brahma, you realize it, you are freed from all bondage. Still, for that only we have to go. That discrimination and that choice is called as your maturity. It's like in the case of Arjuna. Bhagavan said, I'll come with you, but I'll not lift Ayudha. Because I can't fight with on behalf of you. Because in the Kaurava Paksha, all are my own devotees. The Bhishma Drona honge, how can I fight with them? One side, I am there, you choose me. Other side, equally powerful to me, 10,000 Narayana Sena, they are called. I will give. See, देखो अर्जुन को क्या ना 10,000 ऑलरेडी ही इज लेस इन नंबर ओनली 7 अक्षौहिणी कौरवास आर 11 अक्षौहिणी तो दे 4 अक्षौहिणी मोर अब उसमें 10,000 लोग बढ़ गए तो कुछ अच्छा ही होगा बिना नारायण मतलब वेरी पावरफुल दे आर बट व्हाट डिड ही डू द ओनली बेस्ट थिंग ड्यूरिंग कुरुक्षेत्र वार व्हाट अर्जुन डिड वाज ही knew that Bhagavan Krishna will not fight and those all are with all the ayudhas the 10,000 yet he has chosen Bhagavan. It has given him the outer victory, which he was not bothered much about it, but it gave him all the wisdom from the Lord. More important was in those 18 days of Yuddha, he was always with the Lord around. In the 18 Akshauhini Sainya there, Akshauhini includes some 1 लाख चलने वाले इतने घोड़े हाथी मिलकर एक अक्षौहिणी कहते हैं. Among all of them, the most fortunate is only Arjuna because Bhagavan was so near to him. Not only near, in front of him, not only in front, he was a charioteer driver. By choice. Understand what we have to learn from Arjuna is that he has chosen the best. In the same way, every moment guarding ourselves, our own mind, and seeing that we are not choosing that, we are choosing only this. First of all, choice of Paramatma we can exercise only when we have studied Shastra, Tattva Shastra for some time. Otherwise, उसका information ही नहीं होगा. यहाँ दोनों के बारे में भगवान कह रहे हैं इन्फॉर्मेशन होने के बावजूद भी इफ द पुल एंड पुशेस आर इनसाइड मोर देन यू आर वेरी शोई टाइप इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी बट यू आर मोर एंड मोर इनटू वर्ल्डलीनेस दिस इज वन कैटेगरी ऑफ एनालिसिस अर्लियर वन जो भगवान ने कहा गया है दोज आर फुल्ली इन सतर स्तमो गुण एंड डू द वर्शिप ऑफ दिस एंड देवता एंड गेट ओनली दोज भोग सच पीपल दे डोंट इवन लाइक द न्यूज अबाउट मी मत वार्ता अभी न रोचते. Now in this Kali Yuga, people are like this. And even in the spiritual organizations, even though they are hooked on to great gurus, so still among 10,000 people, maybe 1 or 2 will be there who just want to get the truth in the life by the grace of Guru. दो चार ही होंगे. बाकी में कभी कभी होता है the attack of spirituality comes again that is removed by the attack of worldliness. Some prarabdha pulls them, some vasanas pull them, some obligations pull them, some weakness pulls them. क्या क्या होता है देखो दुनिया. So hope you are catching the subject main sloka meaning so that what Bhagavan want to convey, how we have to use it in our life, what are the examples we are explaining, we are taking to explain that, and what are the analysis we are doing. ये 4-5 चीजें मन में रखकर ये पोर्शन को बार बार पढ़ना है. So totally worldly, not at all taking any support of any devatas. Such people are anyway worldly and they do adharma, papa, they get result temporary but they'll be going to Narak. They know different devatas are there and through devata, they get only Swargadi Bhoga by worshipping Yagni Agadi. Second category. The highest Bhagavan is talking is all of that are again coming, going limitation only. Seek only eternal, seek only ultimate Paramatma. Otherwise, you will be getting carried away Pushpita Vakya. These Pushpita Vakya or the Falashruti Vakya definitely give what it is promising. They are not jhuta. But that thing is not as great as Paramatma Tattva. It is Anatma Bhoga. It's not Atma Ananda. It is not Nitya. It is not Shashvata. It is not independent. जब तक इन पदों का अर्थ हमारे अंदर भाव महसूस नहीं होता ना देन विल नॉट बी एबल टू डिस्क्रिमिनेट बिटवीन द इंडिपेंडेंट इनर सेल्फ ब्लिस एंड द डिपेंडेंट आउटर प्लेजर इन दोनों का फर्क नहीं पता चलेगा देन वी कांट गिव इट अप एंड वी कांट चूज इट and all these are words of Bhagavan that Bhagavan only gave Shastra in that only he mentioned see these Falashruti and Pushpita Vakya Yukta Yagna Agadi promising so many of bhog of this world or that world. In the same Veda, Bhagavan only gave the Vedanta also. Then he left us for us the freedom. But when people like Uddhava ask him, you only gave both what's best, Bhagavan said definitely this one. Even though it is best, why people choose only that? Because of Pushpita Vakya Falashri. That was the topic started. They are carried away. And why those people do the Pushpita Vakya and Phalashruti? They are not wrong. Then they know only that one. इफ यू गो टू ए बार्बर नाई वो तो बाल ही काटेगा, मेकअप थोड़ी करेगा, उसको वही आता है. When you go to makeup man, he will do makeup only, not do June cup, July cup. He only does makeup. So too, they are not exposed. Don't blame them. When you go to your own friends of interested in party, club and drinking, they'll talk that only. डोंट ब्लेम देम. स्वामी जी वो लोग तत्व के बारे में बोलते ही नहीं मेरे को. अरे उनको आता नहीं, तुमको आता, यू टेल नो. मुझे शर्म आती है, किसने कहा? है कि नहीं? आए तो बहुत जाते ही नहीं पहली बात. Don't blame those books. Don't blame those people. Those who talk that philosophy, that is their business. That is their way of survival. That's how they are also exhausting themselves. तुम्हारा अपना अकल कहाँ गया? Remember, stop using your intellect to help others. Start using the intellect to help yourself. That also in evolving spiritually. बहुत हो गया. हम अपने दिमाग अपने लड़ाकर हमें अपने आप का रक्षा करना है. स्पेशली वंस यू रीच एज ऑफ 50 एटसेट्रा, सबको अपना दे दो. नाउ व्हाट इज बेटर फॉर यू, श्रेष्ठ फॉर यू, श्रेयस फॉर यू, यू टेक योर डिसीजन. इट इज योर लाइफ. That is why at that age Bhagavan, anticipating some maturity in us, takes away all the dependencies and leaves us alone. अब दिमाग लगा के लड़ा के देख तुम क्या चाहते हो, वो करेक्ट है कि नहीं. Luckily, at that age, like Arjuna choosing Krishna, if we have chosen a guru or a Mahatma and a Satsanga, we are guided as to what we have to choose for ourselves, which can prove that we have taken a better choice. We have used our intellect properly. Yeah, Guru, they teach us Tattva, and listening to that, we can make a good choice and help ourselves with intellect. It is your life. You can't blame the world. Never ever you can blame the world. In the world, there'll be drinking booths, there'll be temples. So where to go, they don't decide. It is your travel. It is your time. It is your resource. You have to choose it. You can't blame. मैं मंदिर जा रहा था, बीच में दिखाई तो मैं क्या करूँ, नहीं होता तो सीधा वही मंदिर जाता. This you may win that argument, but it won't help you. Like in the house, when you argue, you win the argument, but उससे फायदा नहीं है. बंदा तुम्हारा दुश्मन ही हो जाएगा वो. In the argument, there is always a loss. Either you lose a point or you lose a friend. आर्गुमेंट जीतना नहीं, हमको अपने भला ही देखना है. But what to do? What to do? What you are what to do? You are asking after committing all nonsense. पहले पूछना था. हाँ, पहले पूछते अब क्या कहते, कहीं मत जा, दरवाजा बंद कर, अपने पूजा रूम में पूजा कर. आई विल टेल दिस ओनली because God is in puja room. Then from there He'll be found in your own heart. No, where need to go anywhere. फलश्रुति ये सब बता दिया हमको. फाइनली तो मद्वार्ता भी न रोचते. दैट इज हाउ फ्रॉम सत्ययुग, त्रेता, द्वापर, कली में आने के बाद तो पीपल आर लाइक दैट. मद्वार्ता भी न रोचते. You know, like Tulasidasa or like all these great bhaktas who are intensely longing to have darshana Bhagwan, darshan do Ghanshyam. How many are there बताओ? बहुत कम है. नो, जो बड़े बड़े उपासनाएं कर रहे हैं उनका भी मन में ये इच्छा नहीं है. अभी जागृत हो रहा है धीरे धीरे. We take all the example not to analyze them, not to label them, not to say they are good or bad. हम अपने आप को सीखने के लिए ये सारा ये the world and worldly people are like the mirrors. Looking at them, we correct ourselves. We see the world only to set right ourselves. He is called spiritual person. Not to improve the world, not to blame the world or not to destroy the world. वो नहीं है काम. Spiritual bhakti अपने आप को सुधारेगा. So whatever examples we are giving, like in Brahmanas also, in the Pujaris also, they are in the temple 24 hours, but their mind seeks something else. These examples I am giving not to blame them. They are on the path. Those jivas in their evolution, at least they have come up to the level of God. कभी एक दिन उनको दिमाग में चूड़ होकर उनकी दृष्टि सेल फोन से भगवान की तरफ जाएगी. Those secret moments will come in the life of everybody. Some of them choose them, select them, use them, grow. If you ask me about those people, I'll tell all that. But why I gave that example? For us to learn. Don't get carried away by Pushpitavak of anyone. People's Pushpitavani and the books ka Falashruti wala, wo jo upasana yajna, don't get caught up with it. Only listen to the Sat teaching, Sat Guru, and reach to Sat. As I told yesterday, Sat reaching may take 100 lives, but once you reach it, you are liberated. Other reachings you may get in this life or next life, but that is going to go wasted because it is not permanent. याद रख लेना. Now, these next 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. These 7 shlokas talk some deep different analysis subject. I'll try my best to explain. Guarantee that I can't tell you the entire thing. But we will try to know. Here, a question. Ki, these Falashruti or Pushpita Vak is in Vedas only, no? And Veda is the authority for us. I am following Veda only. This is how a Purva Pakshi will ask question to Siddhanti. Siddhanti is Bhagavan Krishna here. So that Siddhanti is answering the entire thesis which is to be spoken in thousands of slokas in 7, 8 slokas. In these 7 slokas, next one, he is talking that from where the Vedas came. He also is talking what is there in the Veda and also for what purpose they are given. And finally, what is the final word of Veda? These 4, 5 topics he is touching. And is also touching in that कि ऊपर ऊपर ये तुम फलश्रुति वाला वाक्य पढ़कर वेद यही कार्य करके तुम जा रहे हो वहां. If you go deep into that, Veda itself denies all these things at the higher level. As you become healthy, earlier medication, etc., doctor only who prescribed it, he stops, no? When you become better, you don't study 10th class books when you pass out and enter into +2. वही टीचर बोलेंगे अब होगा उसको छोड़ आगे चलो. So too, you are not seen the entirety of Veda. You are only a pocket you are seeing. There you saw the Falashruti or Pushpita Vakya, and you say Veda ne kaha, so I am involving Karma Kanda for the Swarga Bhoga and returning from there in a very good Mahashala Mahakula. It's not so. You have to see entirely before blaming. So to blaming anyone, पूरा उनको सब देख कर ही हमें प्रूफ पता चला तभी blame करना है किसी को. Judge doesn't give punishment just like that. All evidences, everything is taken thoroughly. Even it takes some time, doesn't matter, but they'll see all. There's a joy satisfaction that we have not abruptly given a judgment. We have taken into consideration all the arguments, all the proofs. So too in life. Study entire thing and you see decide. So if you 1 or 2 sloka we see today, tomorrow. What he says, Veda Brahmatma Vishaya Trikanda Vishaya Ime Parokshvada Rushaya Paroksham Mama Cha Priyam Veda Brahmatma Vishaya Trikanda Vishaya Ime Parokshvada Rushaya Paroksham Mama Cha Priyam. So, interesting shloka. And this is Bhagwan himself is saying. Now, his wisdom we have to believe. If you don't believe somebody's wisdom, then we don't get benefit out of it. Or to believe wisdom, to believe or not believe is our own choice. You know, like, somebody, if you don't have faith in his goodwill, or his, you don't have faith in my giving this satsang and all, you will not listen. That's why people don't come. अब उसका मेरे को क्या नुकसान है, उनको नुकसान है. What do we have unless just other than giving this शास्त्र ज्ञानम and giving an idea? पढ़ो अपने शास्त्रों को, लक्ष्य एंड मार्ग दिखा रहा है, अपने लेख को अच्छे ठिकाने पे लगाओ. Other than that, what do we have intention? If the people impose something in us and they themselves go away, what? I can't do. So too, if you doubt Krishna, then you will not have faith in what he says. भगवान कृष्ण कह रहे हैं. Very important thought. What is that? त्रिकांड विषयाः इमे वेदाः. In this Veda, the 3 kandas are there, 3 branches. Okay. What are the 3 branches? What is Karma Kanda? In which the vigorous Yajna-yagadi are there, and then Dharma Anushtanas are there, professional works are there. All of that is called Karma Kanda. In the Karma Kanda, Yajna-yagadi are told, as well as Varnashrama Dharma are told. 1 Kanda. Second is called as Upasana Kanda, where different devatas of the Vedic period are being worshipped through various upasanas. Okay, in Karma Kanda, Yajnadi and Varnashrama Dharmadi. In Upasana Kanda, Upasanadi. Third one is called Jnana Kanda, where तत्व चिंतन is said. Now this Trikanda Yukta Veda जो है, Trikanda विषय में Veda, finally what they are giving, Bhagavan says. What they are finally saying? Veda Brahma Atma Vishaya. Ultimate Vishaya, subject matter of Veda, is discovering oneness of me, the Atma inside me, with the Brahma, the total reality. Ab dekho, we are searching for authority from so many days. Luckily, we are Bhagavan Krishna's Bhaktas. From Krishna's mouth only, undoubtedly, we are listening. All Vedas' ultimate purpose is Brahma Atma Ekatva Bodha only. Although in the beginning it talks about Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, but final is not that. Through those earlier kandas of karma and upasana, they prepare the sadhakas. Those who are prepared for them through the Vedanta Vicharana, Brahma Atmaikya Bodha only to teach the Vedas have come. Ultimately, that one. As I said just now, to reach to that level, in between little temptations are told so that we are pushed. लाइक आपको कोई पिलिग्रिम में ले आ रहे हैं मंदिर के लिए और बीच में आप कहीं होटल में ठहराएंगे, कहीं डब्बे में खिलाएंगे कुछ, इट इज नॉट द गोल. Your goal is to take you to the temple. In between, they appear to be necessary, therefore that are given. So too, Upasana Kanda and Karma Kanda are only for Antakarana Shuddhi and Ekagrata. Shuddha Sattva Guna paane ke liye. With that, you have to go beyond this world to see the truth. We have to transcend our own Panchakosha and see the self. And the self here and the self there, truth there are one. That's called Brahma Atma Ekatva Vishaya. Ab dekho. Bhagavata Purana, which we talk about the Bhakti Grantha, in this, the Bhagavata dedicated to the Lord Krishna, from his own mouth it comes, the Vedas are the Brahmatma Vishaya. Though they talk about three kandas. But finally you have to ask, कि एक किसको फाइनली प्रमोट करते हैं कि ब्रह्मात्म विषय और उसमें ऑब्वियस व्हाट इज द लॉजिक थ्रू उपासना कर्म कांड द फल इज लिमिटेड फल इज टेम्पररी but only through Jnana Kanda or the Paramatma Jnana or Brahmatma Bodha, the result is permanent. Permanent result, infinite result, result of bliss, and then less effort. Effort is still reaching there. After reaching there, you do not put effort to maintain it, to improve it, to develop it. No. बाकी चीज़ों में एफर्ट लगा के पाना पड़ता है, पाने के बाद एफर्ट लगा के यूज़ करना पड़ता है और एफर्ट लगाता ही लगाना ही पड़ेगा to see that it doesn't go away from us. On seat of meditation, when you realize self, you are one with that experience. It's not like that you become civil servant through the exam IAS, उसके बाद आप काम करना छोड़ दिया. No, तो till you are in service, you have to work only. I'm just giving an example. Like that. This is one of the logics. They are temporary, they are permanent. Akruta krutena nasti. Krutena karmana akruta nasti. That's how the Vedanta or Upanishads say. Now, all these, it is such an immature people we are, not even ready to listen to them. Like Bhagavan says, Madhvartapina rochate. But when you have to give your time and importance and listen them, slowly those thoughts enter us. Then when we contemplate, you only know we should seek permanent, not the temporary. Permanent is only in Brahmatma Ekatva. That portion of Veda is more important to me, not other things. Other things have Pushpitatva, Falatva. Then everybody is doing. You don't do now. The proof of our maturity, which is an outcome of our continuous Vedantic Shastras, is only this much. That how much our people talk about any other upasanas, any other karmakanda, any other temptations, even they want to give the sanmanam and all, you should reject that. Main to reject. I want nothing. Only the truth we have to seek now. That's a test for we are matured as a result of our study of Upanishads. इतना Upanishads पढ़कर फिर से going back to karma and upasana kanda for this and that result, then we are insulting the Vedanta. You got this, na? Best. Then pursue it only. Then obligation. That's the test for you. In your own house, you do little bit to maintain your manabuddhi chittadi. उसके लिए थोड़ा करो because इतना पक्के हुए नहीं हम. We're not fully fructified mature seeker. But idea तो आ गया ना हमको. Then no more anywhere. That's why you see, Up to the age of 45, 50, Grastha Ashrama Dharma finished. 50 to 55, 60, go to all Tirtha Yatras and finish obligation of Upasanas, Karma Kanda. 60 to 65, stay with a Guru and listen to Vedanta. From 65, do only Vedantic Manan Chintana and meditation. If you do that, by the age of 80, you would have realized the God. स्वामी जी मैं 80 का हो गया हूँ, मेरे को आत्म ज्ञान नहीं हुआ, अब शुरू कर 95 में, तो अब तो हो जाएगा तब तो. How you mean to say, "Swami, I live long"? You live 222 years. क्या problem है? Is it not? This is important. वेदाः ब्रह्मात्म विषयाः त्रिकांड विषया इमे. Then parokshavadah ऋषयः. देखो, only for deserving people the best is given. It cannot be given for any unknown, because he will misuse it. That not directly forcefully indicating, but certainly so quietly indicating, that is called a parokshavadattva. So Rushaya parokshavada. What is parokshavadata? Pratyaksha roop mein they as if show the Shruti Falashruti or this Pushpita Vakya do Yajnayaga. But within that they have hidden and they kept the ultimate truth only as the goal. प्रत्यक्ष रूप में आपको, क्योंकि people are in majority want this and that sukha and bhoga. Therefore, they have to be given that. Therefore, that appears to be predominantly shown. But if you personally ask, like, every guru wants to give the ultimate to the disciples. That's what he speaks on the dais. In general, when all disciples are seated. But among them, if one or two disciples say, Guru Maharaj, personally, I want the ultimate thing to know, then he will tell something deeper for sadhana and all. But why didn't you tell it in the class? Because the audience are different. I can't just freely give, because anything when you listen many times, it loses value. Like we listen every day Upanishad and you listen to me, koi value nahi raha, then you will not pursue it. Therefore, they don't that way tell. But they know ki this tear which I use in the class general will hit somebody and that fellow will come to me and to him. For them it is pratyaksha. Otherwise, parokshavadah prashaya. Or why they do the parokshavadah? Paroksham mamacha priyam. And I also like the parokshata. Not pratyaksha. Bhagavan pratyaksha रूप से नहीं आते. Very rarely comes. Otherwise, through somebody only helps us. And he also doesn't teach us directly pratyaksha. Through somebody only he teaches us. Punishment also he gives us through somebody. Paroksha. Pratyaksha nahi. In the pratyakshata, as I said, always the familiarity leads to contempt. We lose the value. इसलिए आपको छुपा छुपा कर ही देंगे. Is it not? परोक्ष प्रिया ही देवाः परोक्ष प्रिया ही ऋषयः परोक्ष मम च प्रियम. So that is how. But the parokshata here indicatively telling. And that's the test for the samasdar fellow. Indicatively telling. The very few of the disciples, Puja Gurudev ke life mein, who could catch what he used to indicate subtly. And tuning was different to them. Baki sab log, Gurudev used to tell and they used to take it only as a joke and they used to laugh and go. They could not catch. Through every, that there is a book of Gurudev teaching at every breath. In that you can see him. Through every expression he was teaching, that is all Sanketika, Paroksha. But very few who could catch. All others, they come with their own mind intellect of heaviness and loaded and immature. तो उनको सब पकड़ में आता नहीं. And many a time when 3-4 disciples are there, many devotees, Gurudev always used to address the devotees in a paroksha rupa, disciples, paroksha rupa. And those disciples truly tuned to him. 1 or 2 ज़्यादा होते नहीं थे. वो लोग पकड़ लेते थे. Other thing, people used to take it only as entertainment. His look also was teaching. Every sentence was teaching. Gurudev did nothing but teaching. He came to teach. He's a guru. Not only vocally, his every step was teaching only. Every facial expression was teaching. Paroksha rupena. But those who were subtle, they used to catch those indications. Sanketa. बहुत बढ़िया. In the different language, it is called as intuitiveness. Intuitively, the gurus reveal to us when we develop that intuitive capability, which is beyond intellect, which is gained through upasanas and shraddha and prarthana. In that intuitive mode, you will catch it. If that intuitive capacity comes, every moment you will see the Guru is guiding us, and in his guiding, he is only pushing us inside toward the self, not pulling us outside. The pulling outside is done by the jiva in us. The pushing inside is done by the Guru. If I am intuitive, through every experience, through every happening, I only become vairagi for the outer world, and I only start developing my desire to know the truth. It's only the desire to know the truth and pursue the truth we don't have. Therefore, truth which is so infinitely blissful, we are derived of. If at all we have the desire and pursue, what we get is the bestest of the thing. But that we are not catching because intuitive दिमाग नहीं है हमको. जो हम चाहते हैं वही चाहते हैं हम. जो चाहना चाहिए वही नहीं चाहते. और हम जो हम चाहते हैं उसी के लिए सबके पास जाते हैं, गुरु या भगवान. अब वही मांगते रहते. A subtle intellected fellow, he'll not ask ye chahiye, he says, what is best for me, you give. This is one way of developing the intuitive subtlety. So too, once this way you have surrendered that I have not asked from the Guru anything, so whatever he is giving must be best thing. Therefore, what is the best in that, he'll try to catch it. In that thing given by the Guru, there will be bereavement, there will be separation, there will be miseries, there will be insult, there is humiliations. You are left all alone. When the disciple surrenders to Guru, in and through all that, intuitively, if he has got developed the faculty, he will catch. My Guru wants to kick this world. My Guru wants me to know the truth. Enough of world. Is it not? Intuitive dimag hai the Arjun ko hua. He had intuitive, therefore he understood Bhagavan is its own play, that he deliberately came as a Sarathi. I never gave him a chance for teaching me. So he has created such a situation that I must become miserable outside, inside, and I must surrender to him. Unhesitatingly he surrendered. He used that mauka to surrender. Because Bhagavan also could not create better mauka than this for Arjuna to surrender, having surrender which Bhagavan could have given the best of the knowledge called Gita. तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि परोक्षम ममच प्रियम. याद रखना, जो प्रत्यक्ष रूप में दिखता है ना, हमको फंसाने वाला दुनिया है. जो परोक्ष रूप में है वही हमें ब्लेस करने वाला है. और परोक्ष रूप वाला ओनली इंट्यूटिवली वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड, एंड इंट्यूशन इज बियॉन्ड इंटेलेक्ट. दैट इज ओनली द गुरु कृपा गिव्स अस. दैट इज थ्रू लॉट ऑफ उपासना एंड प्योर पॉजिटिव इंटेंशन है तो इंट्यूशन मिल जाता है. एंड ओनली वन पॉजिटिव इंटेंशन इज व्हाट? सर्विंग द वर्ल्ड, नोइंग द ट्रूथ. परमात्मा को जानना है, जगत की सेवा करनी है. ये शुद्ध संकल्प है तो ये बुद्धि के परे वाला, बुद्धि तो क्या भोग क्या सुख पाना है वही सोचता है. विद दिस माइंड द गुरु's कृपा कम्स, देन इंट्यूशन. In that intuitive mood, when you are there, everything is revealing only the self to us, indicating self to us. When you are established in that, other than self, you don't see anything. May we all seek that in this very auspicious day of studying this Shastra. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. ये सब कल देखेंगे. एक श्लोक. शब्द ब्रह्म सुदुर्बोधम प्राणेन्द्रिय मनोमयम अनंत पारम गंभीरम दुर्विगाह्यम समुद्रवतो. No, these 5 slokas to talk to, I have to bring how much of energy from which source I don't know. So, yonta pravishya mama vacha mimam prasuptam sanjeevayate akila shaktidhara swabna anyan shastra charana sranatva gandhin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. So, we'll just touch this topic today, and tomorrow we'll spend 1 hour to thoroughly study. Bhagavan says, Shabda Brahma. The Shabda Brahma is called Vedas. Shabda Brahma. Apara Brahma or Shabala Brahma is the Paramatma who is with his Maya doing Srushti Sthiti Laya. So, Apara Brahma शब्द ब्रह्म, अपर ब्रह्म मीन्स शबल ब्रह्म. शबल ब्रह्म कभी जीव को भी कहते हैं. Too much conditioned with upadhis. So Shabda Brahma Veda, Shabala Brahma Jiva, Apara Brahma is Ishvara, then Parabrahma something beyond. Remember all this. Parabrahma, Apara Brahma, Shabda Brahma, Shabala Brahma. Para, Apara, Shabda, Shabala. Shabda Brahma is Veda. Parabrahma is only experience. You can't talk anything about him. So this Veda, which you are referring and saying that in that Pushpita Vakya are there, therefore I am following it and doing the Karma Kanda. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Why should not I? If it's not be done, why you have incorporated in the Vedas? This is what the Purva argument. Bhagavan is taking Uddhava into confidence and all of us. And in these 5 slokas, he is telling such thing which will not understand even in 10 lives. I'm telling you, I can't struggle to understand. I'm only formality wise finishing this topic. Not at all with the authority that I can understand and explain you. हो ही नहीं सकता उन्हीं की कृपा. Anyway, शब्द ब्रह्मा means वेदा. क्या है वो? सुदुर्बोधम, सुष्टु दुर्बोधम. It is next to impossible for the guru to teach, for the disciple to understand. Sudurbodham. Shabda Brahma is Veda. Veda in its entirety. Text. Okay. In which both Falashruti Yukta, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda are told. And beyond Triguna Yukta, that Brahma Tattva is also taught. The Jnana Kanda. Wo wala Sudurbodham. And are you not seeing it? It's for the Bhashya of Adi Shankara that we are able to understand those shlokas of Karika. Otherwise, how impossible it is. हमको ये बात जो शब्द ब्रह्म सुदुर्बोधम वाला, for you and me, every day we are experiencing. Without the Bhashyakara's Bhashya, we can't understand the literal meaning of it, the total meaning of sentence, and how it is related to the entire theme of the Upanishad, which is the theme of realization. Minus Bhagavan Adi Shankara's commentary, you can never understand. And anybody commented later on, after following him only, they commented. And for him, he is avatar only Paramatmas. शंकर भगवान ही इस रूप में है. Therefore, he could do it. Commentary. Clear? So, Shabda Brahma Sudurbodham. Sudurbodham means what? For those who are struggling, attempting to understand. Not to you and I, we never look at that only. We have never seen in our life complete Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharveda. बताओ आप में से कितने लोगों ने देखा? अरे इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को ही नहीं देखे होंगे आप. You know, you might have not seen the entire anatomy physiology book also. I know that. A proper recipe book you have not held in your own life. बस सीख के पिता पेरेंट्स से कर रहे होंगे. That way we are indulgent in the bhoga, not knowing any knowledge. By the way, I'm saying. So for those who are trying to understand, for them only Sudurbodha. Because of various things, that's what he's going to say. The Vyakarana which is there in that, the Pada which are used there, and so many gaps that are there between the Padas and sentences and Shlokas. It's so difficult it is. You know, in some of the your own languages, poems, some people do the poetry with such a local language, पढ़ते हैं आपको समझ में आता है. But there are some poets who use such a highly sophisticated language कि you have to first use the dictionary to understand the meaning, then sentences. This one Swami used to be there. He used to give lectures in Hindi. सुनकर लोग कहते थे स्वामी जी आप हिंदी में क्यों नहीं बोलते. His lecture 90% Sanskrit, 10% Hindi. But it is Hindi only title. शब्द की मतलब लैंग्वेज डिफिकल्टी, ग्रामर्स डिफिकल्टी. एंड देन वेद का क्या है ना, एक पद आधा इधर लिखेंगे, दूसरा आधा उधर रखेंगे, अब इसको जोड़ना पड़ेगा. In that revelation, the rishis, when they were reveling Brahma Anubhuti, the words when they came to that, they just noted, registered like that. They never bothered beyond that. And that's Veda. Only those who are at that height level of inner purity or maturity, they can understand them. So, First thing explained, Shabda Brahma Sudurbodham. Second is Prana Indriya Manomayam. And where is the entire Shabda Brahma or Vedas? They are in your own Prana Indriya Manomaya. It is at the Nabhi level, in the Prana it starts. From there it comes to the heart, there with the Mana it becomes Vana. And then through all Indriya, especially the vocal speech, mouth as a Vaikari, it expresses outside. What Shabda Brahma? अब देखो मैं तो बता रहा हूँ पर क्या समझ में आ रहा है आपको? मुझे ही पूरा नहीं आ रहा. आई एम ओनली टेलिंग लिटरल मीनिंग. प्राणेन्द्रिय मनोमय means what? Through prana, indriya and mana or mana indriya, the Shabda Brahma expresses outside. It has so many meanings. Therefore, those who have controlled prana, indriya, mana alone are given license or permission or ability to understand the Shabda Brahma, what it is indicating. Pranidya Manomayam, Anantaparam, it has no end, shoreless, endless it is. गंभीरम, the depth is so much. अब जाते रहो उसका भी वो अंत नहीं है. फिर दुर्विगाह्यम, therefore to such a endless ocean and deep ocean, will anybody go and take bath? Durvigahyam, one cannot search out, seek out, enter into that, like samudra. You understand? From the Samudra of the Vedas, a small tanki varka jnana, our Adi Shankar or Veda Vyasa brought. From the Veda Vyasa's tanki varka pani, Adi Shankara brought a bucket full of the knowledge. From the bucket full of Adi Shankara, ये क्या ना लोटा भर के गुरुदेव लाए. उनमें से एक चम्मच हम आपको दे रहे हैं और उसमें से आधा चम्मच गिर जा रहा है, आधा चम्मच उधर इधर जा रहा है. I didn't know how to give the example. This thing, because they gave the example of Samudravat. Durbodham, Anantaparam, Gambiram, therefore Durvigahyam, Shabda Brahma. That's why in the Kali Yuga, nobody knows about this. Because they don't deserve it. Westerners deserve. Some of them, pure-hearted, they research study about Vedas more. Then our own Pandits only who chant the mantras for doing some puja, but they don't do the research of it. Some of them are doing now, okay. Lot of messages, lot of groups, they are the Ishwar Krupa is functioning through them. Good. But in general, not easy in the Kali Yuga. And ऊपर meaning तो देखते हैं बड़ा अंदर की बात. In fact, every word of Veda is nothing but Parabrahma only. In that way, when you experience, then only you have understood Veda properly. इस तरह से few more shlokas are there. मयोपब्रह्मितं भूम्ना ब्रह्मणा अनन्तशक्तिना भूतेषु घोषरूपेण विशेष ऊर्णेव लक्ष्यते यथोर्णाभिहृदयादूर्णामुद्भवते मुखात् आकाशात् घोषवान् प्राणः मनसा स्पर्शरूपिण छन्दोमयः अमृतमयः सहस्रपदवीं प्रभोङ्कारात् व्यञ्जितस्पर्श स्वरोष्मान् तस्तभूषितां चित्रभाषावितां छन्दोभिश्चतुर्त्रैः अनन्तपारां प्रवृत्तिं सत्याक्षिपते स्वयं. This all I have to explain. It's a very toughest job for me. Like in any mathematics teacher, coach easily can teach the formulae theorems. Some things for him also it is very tough. He'll have to struggle. So these are the things struggling tough for the speakers. Not that they can't understand and explain, but to convey, to make it easier, simpler, understandable for the audience, little more struggle. Tomorrow we'll see Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om शांति 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 हरिओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हम तो कमिट किए हैं पूरा भागवत पढ़ने के लिए. देखो वी डोंट लीव एनी श्लोकास. बट दोज हु आर नॉट दिस वे कमिटेड, दे डू ओनली सम स्टोरीज, सम सिंपल थिंग्स, देन दे से पूर्ण हो गया भागवत. हमको तो एक एक श्लोक पढ़कर खत्म करने से पूर्ण. Therefore, even though subject to be tough also, maybe immediately not relevant for us, yet academically we have to finish. That's what is our commitment. So we keep studying. Thank you. Now come back for our Valmiki Ramayana. Sri